This play started as a commission for the Studio Theater, which is down in Washington, D.C. And that theater is located in a rapidly gentrifying section of D.C., which is all of D.C., if you've been to D.C. in the last 10 years. And they wanted to sort of grapple with that, some of the issues that people in their community have been bringing to bear about how the community was changing. And so they brought me down to spend a week, and I walked around and I looked at historic sites and I talked to people and I met with people and I wrote this play that was very much about gentrification. Sent it to Saheem, who read it, and then realized, oh, it has to be about something else if it's gonna not be in DC, because it was very DC specific. Like the issues were like sort of southernly major city issues, not northeast city issues, which are different. And so that's kind of how it started. And this process has been in the room through a series of readings and workshops, and also in the rehearsal process, I've basically rewritten the whole thing.
James is a chameleon. Every play that he writes is completely different. So reading Good Bones was such a joyful experience because I'm always looking for pieces that will challenge me as a director, as an artist, as someone who engages with material that is going to make me do something that I haven't done before. So reading this play just made me excited to try something different because it's from Fratham to Kill Move Paradise, Good Bones. The worlds are so different. The humor is the same, the precision of language is the same, but James is always challenging himself to tell very different types of stories. So reading Good Bones, we're supposed to do it 2 years ago, I think was the first time, and we had to postpone it because Fratham got to transfer to Broadway. So returning to it, we're both different artists, different people, the world was different. So how we were going to re-engage with a play in a different moment, but because we have this relationship that's personal and professional, it's always a joy just to re-enter the process.
Yeah, and the other thing is that it's a play that sort of maps over the pandemic. So I finished the sort of production draft for studio in February of 2020, and then it went untouched for a year or so. So it's also like bridging me becoming a different person because so much happened in that time.
One thing about Good Bones that is extraordinary is that it's a play about gentrification within a community of color. It's intra-racial, so two black families that are talking about the issues, and you don't get to see that on stage. We have Susan Kelechi Watson, Mamadou Atiye, Chris Davis, and we have Taya, who's like a young actor who's just graduated. But the thing about Susan and Chris and Mamadou is that they didn't audition for the roles. Like, we know them, we sent them the play, James and I talked about them, and this is very unusual for 3 of the 4 actors not to have auditioned for the play. So the first time we heard them do it was in the first rehearsal, so your fingers and toes are crossed that it's all gonna work out, and it did. They are just magical human beings. They brought their whole essence and spirit to the process. The play has grown with them, for them, through them. It's been extraordinary.
It's very true. I love actors, and actors drastically change the play once they get their hands on it. But I also say that actors are some of the most intelligent people about plays because they have to embody them. And so if an actor is like, it's an issue, I listen to it because they have to get out there every night and do it.
That's right.